it's me, Nicola Dickens with Free Mike here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, whichever the case may be. So I'm having like this fame crisis thing here. I really can't find my curling iron. Go figure. How you lose a curling iron in, what is this, 350 square feet? But it can be done because I did it. So today we are working on the anti-anxiety workbook yet again. This is going to be this is going to be part 4. This doesn't really have chapters per se. And I've been asked, I am 100% unsure of the author of this book. It's a really good book, and it's really great, and it has amazing activities to keep you going and to get you, under control. But they don't actually tell you who the author is, which I kind of think is kind of cool and not all in the same thing. But if you're curious and you want to contact them, I purchased this book off of Amazon, and it is the Anti-Anxiety Workbook. But you can also email the author at thekarma5@gmail.com. So it's thekarma5@gmail.com. So if you have any questions or anything else, so we are moving right along. I've just been kind of going through and looking at everything. In our last episode, we kind of went through that letter to my mom. And oddly, I've recorded that particular episode, oh goodness, I don't know, a million times. And I was finally like, I can't do it. I'm either mad, or I'm sad, or I'm depressed, and it puts me in bed for a couple of days. I can't do it. So I decided we're going to keep going, and we're going to work on this a little bit closer together. So we ended off this one, y'all, with a lone traveler always begins with the first step, which is very true. And then the sun always shines above the clouds, which is, again, very true. But you can't see it, so it kind of gets you. So before we get this going, let's smoke. So how you guys doing? How's it been? I apologize. I have been offline for a few days. I've been trying to kind of go through things and get things in perspective. And what I want to do. What do I want to manifest in my future? And I hate that word more than I hate anything, but I decided, okay, we're going to give into this. We're going to try it. We're going to think good thoughts, and we are going to try to put ourselves into that situation. So, for those of you that don't know how that works, basically, I am saying to myself every morning that I am worthy, that I can do this, that I can find that chance or make that chance to grow or to build a farm that not only grows marijuana, but helps out in so many other different ways. I want to make it to where we're doing Rick Simpson oil, and we're donating that to the hospitals around, so they can give it to their patients and start proper research. And that's the biggest problem right now, is we don't have enough proper research. So by giving it away to these places, that's what we do. So my first one would be Banner Health. I actually happen to know somebody there. Let's do this. Everybody's fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, fuck COVID. In with it good and out with bad. Oh, that's got really good flavor, especially on the lower temp dabs like that. So good. So, you guys are going to laugh at me because I'm the one that always says, document, document, document. What do you have? What do you smoke? And what does it do? Well, I kind of broke the bong. Literally. Well, the banger to the bong. So we've been using these little dab jar, I don't know what you call them, plastic things. And we've been using our straw because I can't find another banger. Literally, I went to the smoke shop where we're at, doesn't have one. I looked on a couple of places online, can't get them shipped here. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? So we're going to be working on that, trying to get this, because of course we have everything put up in here. If this continues on much longer, I will be stickering the bottom of each one of these so we would know what we're smoking, because that's the whole point, is a medication to help us going, to get going. So today's section is a little different. You guys have heard what, the things that I've said about my mom, about my dad, about all of these things in between, but you really don't know who those people are. My mom was a radio DJ. She worked in, I want to say, 32 different states in the United States. She was really a part of that culture, that radio culture, that celebrity culture, all of that crap. And so being a part of that put my brother and I in a place that wasn't good. Well, let's just start with the photo. What the hell, right? So, I don't do this very often. This is my mom. This is my dad. And that, right there, is my big brother. Now, I want you to notice, in this picture, right here, my mom was 7 months pregnant. Yep, that's right. 7 months pregnant with me at that time. And it makes you wonder, because when you look at this picture, she doesn't look pregnant at all. And at 7 months, you should be looking pregnant. I was, from what I understand, I was born early. Not a lot early, but I was born early. And I was a tiny, tiny little baby. I don't know. I don't remember those days. If you do, awesome. I don't remember half of my childhood, if not more. So I found interesting, especially since I have an eating disorder now, or I've had one for years and years and years, not now. And obviously I knew my mother did, but I didn't realize how tiny she was at 7 months along with me. So the back of this picture is dated April 13th, 1974, which would put my brother at 8 months old. Exactly. Which was kind of cool. Me. Yeah, sorry. But I'll tell you what. The funniest thing in this whole thing is I have never seen my dad with long hair. Never. And I would have to say, probably within 9 months, my parents were split. They were done. My mom was crazy, and my dad was a criminal, oddly enough. He wasn't later in life. He did get better as he got older, with new kids. He had another family. He treated those kids way better than he treated my brother ever. Even all the way down to the last Christmas that my dad was alive. My dad actually had called me and invited me over for Christmas dinner, told me, can you call your brother, get him here too? I was like, yeah, I'll do that. We knew he was dying, we knew he had cancer. I did talk to him about Rick Simpson oil. However, he went to prison because he sold 100 pounds of cannabis in 1978 or 79. And he spent some time behind bars. Well, not before he abandoned me in a house by myself. Literally at 3. He got busted with 100 pounds of pot. Him and his girlfriend. No hard drugs. It was just cannabis. And, yeah, he got picked up and taken in. Him and his girlfriend got taken to jail. My father had actually met the undercover cop someplace other than our home. So the cop didn't know I existed. Which, is what it is. And, he got picked up. He got thrown in jail. I want to say he did 10 years, or just under 10 years, but I don't really remember. I know that he lost his voting privileges for 20. And before he died was, that 20 years was up. So he was so excited he was going to go register to vote for the first time because he'd never been able to. I'm like, okay, I get that. But yeah, it was an ordeal. He was very proud of himself for getting through that. And I guess I'm too for him. Definitely not for my brother or I. We were abandoned. We weren't good enough anymore. He didn't want to be around us. And then when he got his new wife, we were definitely not good enough. And we were definitely not what she wanted around. So I ended up moving out when I was 17 because after I was raped by my mom's uncle, and after all of this crap had happened, and I mean raped for long periods of time, for a period of time. I was too young to actually do a lot. What had ended up happening was I was at school one day, and I want to say it was in sixth grade, and the police officers came to the room, and they did this whole sexual awareness, protecting yourself. These people don't want to help you; they want to harm you. Tell if something happens. Make sure to tell somebody that can get you out of that situation. And I kind of started watching what was going on and what was being said. So I ended up raising my hand in class, and I had asked. I said, my best friend in Arizona, because I was taken from Arizona into another state for him. She said that he was trying to teach her about sex. And it was the only question I had asked. It was the only question I ever asked about it. And he said, yeah, that's a pretty common thing for them to do. It's to tell you this. And it struck a chord. It really struck a chord because that's what he was telling me. He told me that he taught my mom. He told me he taught his other daughter, stepdaughter, the same way. And then when I would misbehave, he would tell me to write my mom a letter, tell her what happened, and that he would mail it. Well, before he'd mail it, he would hand me money, and I would have to put it in that envelope. So, that was because I was naughty, so he had to pay extra because he had to punish me, and he didn't want to have to do that. And it hurt his soul to punish me. So he made sure to pay my mom because it was her that ultimately was going to be hurt by it. And I wanted my mom. I wanted her to like me. She never did, but I wanted her to. She even called me up at 4 a.m. one morning, probably 5 years before she died. And she said, Gandalf just left my door. And he told me you and I would never have a close relationship, so those are the last words he ever said to me. And I'm mad, and I'm really mad. Because now that I know what happened, now that I can remember, and she's dead, I don't get to get in her face like she did me. And I don't get to throw things at her like she did me. And I don't get to beat her with pans and pots and belts and paddles and anything under the sun that she could find to hit us with. And if I could just pay my brother one time to knock her fucking ass out the way she did me, the way she made him do me, I hate her for that. And it's not fair. Because now she's gone and I don't have that opportunity to tell her what I really think of her. And then you have all of this shit in the news. All of these children being hurt, and you're breaking our kids. They're gonna grow up as broken adults like me that have to go through a book just to get my brain back. Just to, I don't know, have peace in my life. And that's really what this is all about. Is making that peace because I'm more mad at myself myself than I am anybody else. Because I didn't stand up for myself. I knew it was wrong. And I never stood up to her. I saw her doing it. I saw all of it. I felt all of it. And it was almost like I wasn't even in my body. I was just watching. She would change. Her whole face, her whole demeanor would change. Oh, it's horrible. And now I have to remember that I'm here and she's gone. And it's okay for me to be angry. Let's smoke. We need to smoke. I hate this part. So, this is going to be my only record to this video. So, I'm not doing what I did last time. I am not going to read the letters over and over and over again to where I spend a week in bed again. And that's what happened, was that I didn't read the letter, but I said pretty much what was in it. And not all of it, some of what was in it. And, it was hell. I mean, I spent a week in bed because you get so tired. You get so tired of your brain just constantly going there. Well, I'm done being a victim. I'm done. It's over. We're done being victims. We're gonna finish this book. We're gonna pull ourselves up by straps, and we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do it because they thought we couldn't. That's why we're gonna do it. So, that being said, let's do this. So guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button down there on the screen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get here every day or every other day or something. This is really hard. I didn't expect it to be this hard. Honestly, I didn't expect to go through the full range of emotions: sad, angry, depressed, confused. I didn't expect that. But when something dies, and that's what we're doing, is we're killing that victimhood inside of us. And when it dies, we're going to be like the phoenix, and we're going to rise from those ashes, and we're going to get it done. So, as always, guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression. Stop fucking with our kids. In with the good and out with the bad. That's a sativa. And yes, it is gross. I do not like milk skin. I love coffee. Hate milk skin. So I have to pull that milk skin out before it gets chunky in my coffee. Okay, so we have activities to work on today. So my fears. To be anxious is to be afraid of something. Something. But what? This is a very interesting question. Sometimes we are afraid of a situation. Oh, yeah, I need a minute. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe. Sometimes we're afraid of a situation or of someone, but the real fear is elsewhere inside of us. If you're afraid of your boss, are you afraid of your boss? But are you really afraid of him? Or rather, afraid of losing your job? Afraid of precariousness? Afraid of not performing and perhaps disappointing? Afraid of being reprimanded and afraid of authority? Afraid of going to talk to that beautiful boy or girl? Or are you afraid to talk to, or are you really afraid to talk to him or her? Or are you afraid of being rejected? A feeling of ridiculousness. Are you afraid of yourself? You see, often we are afraid, or what we are afraid of is just a projection. Our fear is deeper inside of us. You will now have to think about everything that frightens you: your boss, your colleague, your mother, your dogs, poverty, success, and try to find out what your real fear is. So, in this side of the book, it gives you a bunch of clouds. In each cloud, write down who or what scares you. Then, in a different color, write down your real fear. So, instead of using the book like we do, I wrote them down. Okay. So, in Cloud 1, Fear 1 is being in a crowd or people too close to me. Yeah, I have a problem. I have a real anxiety of people, of anybody I don't know, and a lot of times of people I do know. We've all had those friends in the past that we really loved, and they just fell out, I guess you would say, because of divorce or because of job changes or leaving change, whatever it is. You have those friends. Well, even those friends were a problem for me because I only knew people that left, is really all it was. And that's not what I wanted to be around. So I just started being around me, which was harder in a lot of terms. You don't want to do that. It makes things more difficult. So yeah, people scare the fuck out of me, and that is a people thing. I want to say probably 32, and I had just gone through the divorce with my husband. Just had a complete hysterectomy and going through cancer treatments, and it was Christmas time, which was kind of cool. My kids were young. They were, I want to say my oldest was 6 or 7. My youngest was like 3. And I'd sent my kids to their dad's for the night because I was working or doing something. Actually, I hadn't been feeling well because I had taken some NyQuil and gone to bed. Well, I woke up the next morning in my master bathroom with my then amazing assistant that I love, waking me up wanting to know why I was laying on my bathroom floor with no pants on. And I'm like, I don't know. The last thing I remember was laying in bed, was taking the NyQuil and going to bed. I don't sleepwalk. Well, then she had found other clues, and I'm, oddly enough, I'm bleeding down there. And I hurt. And I'm getting bruises that are popping up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And my assistant was like, something happened. And she called the cops. She didn't wait for nothing. The cops had come in, determined that my door was broken, which we all knew because you could see it. And that I had more than likely been raped. So the first thing they do at that time was call my ex-husband to make sure the kids were there and they were safe, because they didn't know if maybe they knew that I had been drugged because I had tasted it in my mouth, but I didn't know what it was. It wasn't right. So we had done a drug test, and it was ecstasy. We did have it in the system, and that would be why I didn't remember a whole lot. And things started to roll. Well, I want to say within 4 hours, my ex-husband was at my house, making sure for himself that I was okay. And I can't believe I'm going to admit this. So, my ex-husband left me for my best friend, which, it is what it is. Whatever. I, being angry, and this is no excuse, decided I was going to sleep with him to get back at her. And I did. So he had to supply a sample to the hospital, so it came back negative. Obviously, he had the kids; it wasn't going to happen. And when I had to explain what I had done with my ex-husband out loud to the police officers, I kind of sat down on the bed. I go, "I'm an idiot. I'm fucking stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I?" And that was when I realized I needed to grow up. So, yeah, it took a lot for me to understand that it's okay for me to say I'm done. So, fear 2, leaving my home. And that is actually, I'm afraid of people. It all goes back to that people. I was severely abused as a child. I mean, it was bad. My mother would bring anybody in to abuse me. She enjoyed it. I don't know why. I looked almost, I mean, I was her mini-me for the most part. She was very beautiful. I mean, I'm not as pretty as what she was, but she was very beautiful and sadistic and narcissistic, and she would have made a great serial killer because she just didn't give a fuck. She loved playing me against my brother and vice versa. It was just bad. I mean, I had to apologize to my brother as I got older, and he's like, "No, because I'm not going to take the apology because I did worse to you." And basically, the only way I could get back at him, we are a year and 17 days apart, and the only way I could really get back at him, because I couldn't hurt him, he's bigger than me and stronger than me, was to mess up his room after Mom told him to clean it after he had gone outside, and I knew he wasn't going to be back inside until after my mom had seen it. So he got his ass beat on a few occasions because he cleaned his room and I dirtied it. Felt bad, but yeah, I don't know, he was my best friend. We just did all kinds of shit to each other, I guess. Okay, fear number 3, driving or being in a vehicle with other people, especially somebody I don't know. I can drive my husband all day long. I have no issues with it. Every now and again, I'm like, stop, because he's kind of a little wild driver, but he's very good at it. He used to race, so it's okay. So, being in a closed area in a vehicle with somebody else that I don't know. So I don't do Uber. I don't do any of those. I did try it once, and didn't do well. The Uber driver got 2 miles from my house before he turned around and took me back because I wasn't faring well. And I apologized. I really did. I said, "Oh my God, it's not your fault. I'm sorry. I'm broken. Sorry." And he was really cool about it and understanding and everything. So yeah, okay. Fear number 4. Being without my husband for long periods of time. I love him with my whole heart. Nothing will ever get between us. However, sometimes I don't like him very much. But I can't do it without him. He's mine, I'm his, and that's how it works. I don't know, I don't look at the things, I look at the man. If I have the man, then I have the things. So, like, my name's not on our truck or on our trailer. It doesn't need to be. I mean, we will when we need to at some point in time. I mean, whatever, we don't care. I have the man, and as long as I have the man, I have the things. So, yeah, let's say Don were to go to jail for whatever reason, and in this day and age, it could happen. That would kill me. I don't know what I would do. I would literally freak the fuck out because I wouldn't do well. I really wouldn't do well. I mean, I think I would survive and I would adapt. I have my 2 dogs, and that helps me a lot, so I know when anybody's coming around me or doing anything. So, yeah, I don't know. So, in that spirit, fear number 5 happens to be dawn sometimes. Now, let me put it in perspective for you. My husband is, Don's my husband. My husband is diabetic. And and I hate him for this, and so will all of you women. He is this tall, thin, muscular guy. He could eat a freaking pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every freaking day and not gain an ounce because his metabolism is still really fucking high. Me, I drink a cup of coffee, goes straight to my ass. So, fear number 6 might coincide with a lot of your guys' fears. A civil war. A civil war scares the hell out of me. And it should, all of us. It really should. Anybody here in the United States, you guys, we're not prepared for that kind of a war. We're just not. We're spoiled as Americans. We are. I'll be the first one to admit that. But things need to change. So I believe that as things start to get worse here in Clown World, it may come to that. And so, I don't know, I have to start kind of preparing myself now for what may come to. Now, let's be realistic here. I do know how to protect myself. I do have the equipment to protect myself. And I have 45 reasons that people leave me the hell alone. And that's just the way it works. And I give people so many chances, I really do. As you guys know, I've brought people onto this channel in the past that haven't quite worked out so well. So yeah, I have learned very, very early on to protect myself. And that means in all aspects of it. So when I had these people that came and collaborated on the channel and that kind of stuff, I have video surveillance? I don't know what you call it. I have videos that capture what goes on in real time. Now, the reason why I have that, a couple of reasons why I have that, is because I end up in the hospital way too often. I ended up back in the hospital, I want to say 2 weeks ago. And that is so I can log into that camera at any time and make sure my husband is okay. Make sure he's not crashing. Okay? Because he will go from like 300 to 50 in no time flat. And that's bad. That's bad, bad, bad. So we have that sort of system here. I have it all throughout the trailer, and except the bathroom, and outside. And I've always had that. And it's for my protection. This way, I'm protected on all fronts. Which means if I bring somebody into the house and something happens, I have proof. As you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, because I did have Felicia, and that's all I'm going to refer to her as, on the channel that went apeshit and lied and lied and lied just because she wanted what she wanted. And that's fine. She's gone and we deal with it. But, yeah, that's why I have the surveillance. And, it's not for anything major. It's just because I have to make sure in my mind that he's okay. Because he's mine. And I take care of my stuff, my things, my people. Like you. You're my people. So I take care of you. So 7, afraid to go to the hospital. Oh my God. This one's bad. This one's really bad. I will push it off and off and off to the point to where my husband is dragging me to the hospital because I have blood coming out of this area and it's bad. Simply because they suck anymore. So I've been sporting a kidney infection for like 6 months or longer, and I'm afraid they will force the vax on me. But we've already established I'm allergic. One nurse actually asked me how allergic was I to it, and my response was, how allergic do I need to be? Is anaphylaxis enough? And so, yeah, an allergy is an allergy. So, guys, stick up for yourselves on that one. Stick up for what you believe. If you believe that you want the vax, go for it. I support you 100%. If you don't want it, I again support you 100%. This is about you. This is about your body. Oddly enough, your choice. So that is, that's how I stand on that. And that's how a lot of people these days stand on that particular issue. Oh, yay. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one, I think. I hope. Maybe. I know. I never know. So I need to go get my bubbles. I forgot it was in this one. So, hopefully this will work. Because I made my own bubbles. I think. Yeah, I made my own bubbles. Okay, so our next Let's Smoke, we have another fun. So I'm actually trying to make this a little bit more fun because I hate doing stuff that makes it like a chore. So I'm a little weird, and I hope you like that. Alright, so as always guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, in with the good and out with the bad. Let's pray you. Oh, that's Great Dream. I know exactly what that is. I can taste it. All the way down to that. It's an additive to the soil. It's a tea. Oh, now I know what it is. It is a fungus tea. An all-natural fungus tea at that, I think. Nice. Okay. So, I don't feel like I got enough. Let's try one more. So guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button right there on the screen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button to join the Weedy family here on YouTube, where I promise I'm going to be here more. We are going to get things done. We are going to have some fun. We are going to smoke some weed. And we are going to get our mental health demons under control for a little while. What do you think about that? I like that. Mental health demons need to get under control. Yeah, that's definitely good. Oh, that's good. I like it when they do a good concentrate. Mm-hmm. Okay. Excuse me. So, soap bubbles. Here's a little fun exercise that works well for small, everyday worries. So you can do it mentally or use real soap bubbles. So I made us some soap bubbles. You know that little toy with soap and water that bubbles when you blow on it? Think about one of your worries. Close your eyes. Think about it really hard. Think about it even harder and imagine it in your mouth. Breathe in slowly. Now open your eyes. Blow and seal the worry in a soap bubble. Say goodbye to it and watch it fly away, far, far away. So I don't know if my bubbles are going to fly. They're probably going to pop because I haven't had a whole bunch of experience with them. I don't know if it's too thin or too thick. I'm working on it. So, we got our bubbles and we got our list. So, one of the fun exercises it gives you to do, oh, we got a newcomer in, is color the soap bubbles. So, color in this drawing just for fun. So, I got my soap bubbles here. Let's see if you guys can see the RV that's going to turn around behind me. Because we have a new one coming in today, which is interesting. This park is actually kind of cool. I've been to, so many parks, RV parks. many. And it's a lot of times there's an area or portions of it that are pretty quickly turned around. So like night stays, you know, whatever, maybe a week tops. Yeah, there's the RV. There it is. Kind of funny. So this place really doesn't have much of a turnover. Um, those of us that are here in the park right now have been here for a month or more. We will be here for at least 2 more months, if not more. But the park is really nice, and I'm doing a whole video so you guys can see how cool it looks. So, which reminds me, yay! Snaps if I can do it. I got an email from YouTube last night, which I found quite interesting, and I opened it up, and guess what? We now have the use of super chats, super stickers, and thank yous, which I think is really neat. I didn't think I'd ever get them. I really didn't. It took a while, but we now have those on the channel. Yay! So I'm really happy about that. Okay, we're gonna get back to our soap bubbles because I'm getting. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. I'm so happy. I was like, really? What the hell? So, and let me tell you what, I finally got the donation button on the website. Doing this for this long has taken its toll. I have put a lot of money into this, and I really haven't gotten too much out, but I have gotten something far better. Actually, I've gotten a couple something far, far better. Gotten to know a lot of you. Of course, you know, I love you. Oh, I don't need to burn my floor. You know, like that. But, oh crap. That's what I get. Oh, yeah, the donation button finally on the website. That was a pain in the ass. As always, guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, fuck COVID. In with the good, and out with the bad. So we finally got ours, which is kind of cool. Didn't think I'd ever get it. Oh, this is a long time in the making. Okay. So these are my small worries that I have every day. And you guys may have a lot of the same. So, getting my home clean, or my trailer clean. I'm so anal. It is so bad. I clean everything. All the way down to my garage floor. I mopped and then mopping glued it yesterday. It's one of those things. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I have to do all of it. My husband is always like, stop. I don't know how. So let's put it in a bubble. We got a bubble, it just didn't do much. So, for those of you that were curious, what I did here was breathe in to blow it out. I suck at making bubbles evidently. I don't know, maybe I have not enough water. I got a lot of soap. Okay. Video is not getting done. Oh my god, that one gets me. I'm like, I was going to do a video today, and I didn't. That's a big one for me, and it was a huge stress. I am letting that one go, and I have started working to let it go for a while now. That's why I've been kind of calm. I'll apologize when I don't get my videos in time. It's just, I have so much going on right now inside myself and with everything that it's hard for me to get it all done. It's hard for me to emotionally hold myself together sometimes to get it done. So let's put it in a bubble. I'll have soap all over the floor. Someone at the door, doesn't matter who it is, somebody knocking on my door will throw me into a panic. And this came true, 3 days ago? I don't know, I was doing something in here. I wasn't feeling that great, so I hadn't showered or anything yet. And somebody started knocking at my door. My windows were all down, my curtains were all down, so they couldn't see me, I couldn't see them, type of thing. And the first thing I did was ran to my room and hid behind the bed. Was my first thing. And as I was trying to like duck down, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. What am I doing? Took me a little while, but I got into, I got out of there and I kind of looked. Lo and behold, I left something outside, like a dumbass, and somebody was trying to get back to me because it was blowing away. Is really all it was, and they just set it down and they were going to leave. But that's my first thing, my first reaction. I don't reply to things like that. I run. Doesn't matter who it is. I mean, it could be somebody that I've known my entire life. I still have that horrible, just when somebody knocks at the door, like I gotta go. And a lot of times I do better once I open the door or say something. Especially if it's somebody I know. If it's not somebody I know, I may only open a blind and talk through the window or whatever at them. But yeah, I have that phobia, people phobia. Oh, okay. So this one has kind of two parts, and I've had somebody comment on this before about what I do. So, can I get to the grocery store without having an episode? Because I do not like people. I tense up really fast. So if somebody's asking me a question, I don't know who they are. They're just kind of like, I feel like they're coming, and I feel like I'm getting smaller and they're coming closer, and I don't know if you understand that feeling, but I'm like, no, I can't. I'll put my earphones in and kind of like fade into the music to where I can't hear people. During the COVID lockdown was probably the worst I have ever had. And I experienced episodes so bad that I couldn't go into the store without my husband right there. Because the masks, when you do this, everybody starts to look the same. And then you see people's eyes. And I don't know if you guys have really looked into people's eyes at this, when you're walking past them, or I people watch, can't help it. But the eyes tell you a lot. They tell you a lot. I had this older man in the laundromat. He was doing his laundry. He was nice. He was whatever. Mater. But I kept looking at him like, something wrong with you. And I kept thinking, there's something on this guy just doesn't sit well with me. Just I don't like it. And I'm kind of watching out of the corner of my eye, and I'm kind of, whatever. Very nice. Never talked to me. Never talked to really anybody around him. Until, I want to say this 14 or 15-year-old boy walked up to him. They knew each other. They were in a relationship. He was older than I am. And I'm 47. And the boy helps pick up the laundry, kisses him on the mouth, and they leave the laundromat together. And I'm like, and I got lost. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I tell my husband. My husband's like, the boy's okay though. Yeah, I guess so. Mind your own business. I'm like, okay. He's like, because it may not be what you think. And I'm like, it's what I think, because you should have seen the way he kissed him. And I have no problem. And I'm sorry, this may be racist. And just so you know, I'm not racist. I completely and utterly hate everybody equally, completely. Um, but I love gay men. Love them. The more flamboyant, the better. Oh my god. Going shopping with a gay guy. I miss those days when I was younger. And I would love to meet one around me that I could start getting comfortable with, that I could maybe go shopping with in the future, that I could maybe kind of do some of these outings with, that we would, I think that would be a lot of fun. I love gay people. I do. I love gay men. They're awesome. They really are. And, as far as women go, do you do you. I don't give a shit. I really don't. But there have been some women, especially on TikTok, and I actually told one that made just about every woman rethink what team she plays for. So I think it's funny. So no, I am not racist. I hate each and every person completely equal. Okay, people. Obviously, I got issues with people. And it's very clear. Funny story. I was in Camp Birdie, my favorite freaking place to go. I love Camp Birdie. That's my place. I love Camp Birdie so much because I can take the dogs down to the creek and we can, or the river, or the Birdie River, and me and the dogs play for hours and hours. And we have the water right there, so I know the dogs get water when they need it. I mean, I love doing that. So, I do. Well, one day I was filming a video, like I always do, and this older man, and I want to say he was probably about 80, comes walking down the path to the river. Now, I'm off the path, quite a ways off the path, and they're coming right towards me. So I'm like, fuck. And I have Raffy, and I have Tigger. Well, Tigger, listen, he's a good dog. Raffy, yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Well, Raffy, the old gentleman, he had a little dog. I don't know what kind of little dog, but it was little. Very little. And Raffy, because of the when it barked, he had a squeak. So Raffy thought, squeaky toy. So me trying to explain to the grandfather not to take his grandson right over there to the river, go further down where the beach is, where the grandson could play and have a good time. And then, because there's a whole other area by the waterfall that they can play with the beach and everything. That's why I wasn't shooting there. I could not get it out. I could not make those words appear and come out my mouth. Couldn't do it. Not at all. So I'm over here, and he thought I was a crackhead, telling him not to go over there, that I was doing a video, and I had stuff over there that he wouldn't want his grandson to see, and as the entire time I am running around these two, as the little dog is running around because my Raffy is chasing him. And now Mom is running after Raffy, so now we're playing. Oh my god. I must have ran around that guy 20 times. And then Raffy gets this in his head. He's like, and I see it right here, right in his eyes. I see it. He is going to pounce. And the minute he pounces, I pounce. So I'm tackling my dog while telling the grandfather of this grandson that I'm doing stuff over there on the river that he doesn't want his grandson to see. And it just sounds horrible. Horrible. Now, to top it all off, this was 6 months after my surgery. So, yeah, I was, not good. It was so funny. So, yeah, people scare me. But I'm more afraid of my reaction. I'm more afraid because I can't say the words. I can't get the balls enough to speak appropriately. Do you guys do that? Come on. Tell me I'm not the only one. Please, put it down in the comments. Send me a little help. Okay, so let's blow this away. Hey, I got one! Okay, so, conflict of any kind. I am horrible in conflict. When I was in high school, I was the debate queen, let me tell you. My dad, he thought I was going to grow up to be a lawyer. And he's lucky I didn't. Because I would debate just about anybody. Bring it. I don't care. I'll do my research. Just give me a couple of days and we'll go at it. And I debated in high school for 3 years. Sophomore, junior, and senior. But I was also on the swim team and a cheerleader. So, I mean, I had a very packed day. I did as much shit for school that I could. So I didn't have to go home, basically. Because I didn't know what was going to happen when I got there. I had no fucking clue. I didn't know if I was going to get my ass beat. I didn't know if my stepmom was going to beat me. I didn't know if my mom was going to hold a gun to my head. And yes, that happened. You don't know. My brother and I hadn't seen each other in a couple of years. And I had just started high school. And he went to the high school that I was going to. So my brother goes to my dad's house where I met and wanted to see me. He was so happy that I was going to school there and he wanted to see me. And my dad turned him away. Completely turned him away. And I, to this day, because I never got to see him much in high school, I don't know what my dad ever said to him. But he almost dropped out immediately. It was just, he didn't want nothing to do with it. And to this day, I haven't had the balls to ask. But yeah, anymore, conflict of any kind, it would just, it makes me, it makes me hide. It makes me kind of, duck. It makes me, run. It makes me run. One night, a month ago, my husband, long story short, we bought a barbecue grill that fucking sucks. It's bad. Sucks really bad. Even me got pissed off at the stupid barbecue grill because you lift the lid. If you didn't hold the lid, the whole freaking thing fell over. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, something had happened, and I don't remember. He ended up getting mad. Super, super mad. Well, he was screaming and yelling, and I don't do well with that. So I'm like moving away and away and away to where I'm now behind the trailer to where I hear him pick this grill up and I know it was hot, and just start beating the shit out of it. To the point to where I ended up walking a mile just because I had to get away from hearing it. And it was late at night, later at night. It was dark. I had no flashlight. I didn't have my dogs, which is not something I do, but because I had to get away from that. I know he wasn't mad at me. I know he would never turn it on me. He never has. So I have no reason to be upset or afraid when that happens, but I ran, and that's just kind of how I am. I can't handle conflict of any kind. And that's, last story, I promise. I don't know if you guys are going to enjoy this or not, but several years ago, my husband and I were having a really rough time, and I moved out. I have an issue with suicide. I think about it a lot. And honestly, I think about what's next. Is it a long dirt nap? Do we go to heaven? What is next? I'm not afraid to die. So I have to attach. So I don't completely detach. And by me saying that is, I'll lay out with the dogs and I'll talk to them. That helps bring me back into that attachment. I did that as a kid because the dog was my only friend. Once my brother was taken away from me, I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to do anything. Obviously, you go to school because you have to, and if you don't, then there's a problem. So I forgot where I was at. Oh, so I had made new friends on Facebook. And honestly, I'm very seriously considering deleting my Facebook app at this point in time. I'm done with the whole app. I'm done with the people that associate on Facebook. I can't anymore. This is completely, a 2-year-old freaking app that nobody grows the fuck up, and everybody attacks everybody else. And I want something more for my life than that. So, but I was done. I wanted to end it all. So I have my 18-year-old Malamute Husky, Alaska Malamute with a little husky in him. And I attach to them. So when I look at suicide, I force myself to look at what I'm leaving behind, what's losing me, what it depends on me to be here to take care of. And that would be them. My kids are older, they don't need to take me to take care of them, and quite frankly, they're doing great. So they're both in love. It's amazing. But I attach to something like that. So I look at it a little more realistically, and then I beat my ass over and over about leaving them. I can't leave them. That's not how this works. I got them. I adopted them to take care of them, not to leave them. And what happens if they get abused wherever they go next, or what happens if, that's what I look at when I think of suicide. So I have to make that attachment. Well, I made that attachment with some friends on Facebook, and it was good for a while. It was actually good till it wasn't, and it was very, 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 very sad. The person on Facebook actually did help me from committing suicide. I was able to connect a little bit better with my dog, and I didn't realize how toxic it was. She was having me do things that I wouldn't do normally. She was manipulating me to think that she needed the help, that she caused, basically. And so that's a fear for me. That's why I want Facebook gone. For me, I'm done. I keep Facebook only for my grandchild right now. That is it. I want to watch him be able to grow up. But other than that, the app has no meaning to me anymore. People are just horrible, 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 and they want to be so mean. I think we all need to remember a little bit that we all are human, and we're all going to make mistakes. We don't have a choice. It's just the way life is. So yeah, conflict of any kind, it just throws me for a loop. Yeah, she turned on me. It was horrible, horrible. Okay, so let's go ahead and seal the bubble and pop it. Not like that. Okay. And then last but certainly not least, this political environment or climate, however you want to say that. Oh my god, it scares the fucking shit out of me. We are currently living in clown world. None of this shit makes sense. Laws are being passed to protect pedophiles. It makes no sense to me. I don't know if you guys understand. You are slapping, literally slapping every victim across the face. Just beating the fucking shit out of us with this. Are you crazy? Crazy? Dear God. And now, this one's, love this one. So, yeah, my health care, I love my health care. So, yeah, they are now calling me to see if I want a home healthcare person to come out and do a physical and give me a vaccine and da. We don't have enough doctors and nurses to take care of everybody. Now we're really, that's just retarded. And that goes along with the political environment. And I'm not gonna go into that one. It's just, I don't want to. People get so bent over politics. Let me tell you. Okay. So, the monster. Anxiety is like a little monster. Give it a name. Mine is called Jack. Jack is there, hidden inside me or you. Jack is not really bad, but he likes to torment me. Jack exists because of me, because of you, at least in part. It's time to get to know him. Yeah, I got to know him. Draw your little monster and give him a name. Jack, my monster, has big scary eyes, but he can't see very well. He is blue. I don't like blue. And he has little claws that hold on to me. Sometimes he whispers scary things to me. So, as I'm sure you guys have heard me say many times in the past, that my monster whispers sweet nothings into my ear. And that is pretty accurate. I don't know about you guys, but when I am in my brain, in my head, and I'm, I don't know, thinking, I have these monologue conversations with myself in my head, so that way I can kind of see how it sounds, because there have been many times that the first choice of an answer that comes out of my mouth is not the best answer. So, keep that in mind. So, I did the assignment a little bit different. I can't draw to save my freaking life. So I collaged mine. And I did two, because I really have two completely different monsters. So, this monster is all of these colors that I have in writing. Masks, and my monster is full of masks, and government, and big pharma, and sex trafficking, and online friends, and mainstream media, and pedophile movement, and driving, and social media platforms, and vaccines, and doctors, and nurses, and not being able to find a property to start my farm, and celebrities, and child trafficking, and people, and OCD, and hospitals, and government, and me. Really. So that's really what a lot of this is. I kind of did a little bit, I gotta have a comedy in it. So, yeah, who smoked all my green sticky? You can, I'll share my green sticky, but you don't smoke the last of it, right? So that's why I put that there. I hate when people smoke the last of my shit. I don't know. Smoke some sugar wax, fellas. Awesome. This is some good smoke. Wow. And yeah. So just a little bit of fun. I collaged mine, make it a little bit funner. I kind of aged it a little bit, crinkled it up, and then I kind of burnt all the edges. Just something fun to do. I don't know. Felt like it. And then, this one is Ed. A lot of us have that same monster, Ed, the eating disorder. So these are all of these things that scare me. And all of them are related to food except one, and that is, of course, California, which scares me probably the most. So I've got like hot chocolates, candy canes, these gingerbread latte, whoopie pies, which I don't know, kind of sounds good, but I don't know if I can do it, but I put the recipe there, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I put alcohol there because that's another thing that really kind of scares me a little bit, and in a couple of different ways. One way is alcohol freaking hurts. It just doesn't anymore. If I drink maybe a glass of wine, I'm fine. It doesn't really affect me that bad. However, if I drink more or drink a shot or something like that, I hurt the next day. It kills my stomach. It kills the bladder pouch. My kidneys hate me. So I have kind of stopped drinking. I will, however, have a glass of champagne on occasion because I like champagne. And I like mojitos. Those are good too. Yeah, that is kind of how I did it. So I have Ed, which sits here and says, okay, you eat this shit, you're going to get fat. Holy shit, your ass. Look at how big your ass is. Or, God, do you hear how heavy your foot is? Those are things that Ed likes to say in my ear. Or I think those are getting a little tight. They're sweatpants type of a conversation. So yeah, yeah, these are my two biggies. Ed is definitely a problem. I have done a lot of things with my Ed. However, I do not look at calories anymore. If I start doing that, my husband blacks them out. Makes it easy for me. But he hasn't had to really do it in a long time. I love cooking. Love cooking. I will even taste what I cook. But when it comes down to it, I can't sit down and actually eat. Or I get sick and it comes up. So, I mean, I have these. This is a big part of my day. This is a big part of my everything. I keep a diary nowadays just to kind of help me get through things. And like this is this week's diary. And some of the things that I do make sure are in here are, what food did I eat? Did I get any sleep? Did I drink water? Did I get up and take a shower? These are kind of everyday things that I have to master every day. And it is not as easy as you think. When you don't have to leave or go out of your home, not taking a shower sometimes is cool. It's nice. It's relaxing and lazy and amazing. And those are good some days. But when you're doing them for weeks at a time, they kind of frown on that. So this is one idea of how to do that assignment. If you can't draw, you could always just describe it the way the author here did by saying my monster's name is Jack. I said my one monster's name is Ed. I don't know what I've been trying to think of a name for this one, and when I get it, I will let you know. And you know, honestly, this little guy here, he is so cute. He really is. However, he's kind of like the main part of my monster. My main part of my monster is cute and cuddly until you get to know him. So yeah, that's why there's this big cute and cuddly thing on there. So yeah, he has big scary eyes, but he can't see very well. He is blue, and he doesn't like the color blue. And has little claws to hold on to me, and sometimes he whispers scary things to me. I call them sweet nothings, and the reason why I call them sweet nothings is because he's the one that keeps reminding me of suicide. He's the one that keeps reminding me that I'm not good enough. He's the one that keeps reminding me that my parents didn't even think I was worth it. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. Okay, so I think we're going to end here. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Catch your dreams. So all of this will be a part of tomorrow, next Manic Mondays. I thought we were going to have enough time to get to it, so I had it ready, but I don't think we are. So next week we'll be picking up with Don't Feed the Monster. Alrighty. So let's do it and get out of here. I'm like, what's that noise? Okay, let's do this. So guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on there on the screen. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button to join the Winnie family here on YouTube, where we're here as often as I can get here. So today I'm going to be doing quite a bit of behind the scenes stuff. I just got the email from YouTube saying that super chats and thank yous and super stickers or something like that is now enabled, that we have those. And I'm going to have to pull out my YouTube for Dummies book and check out what to do with that. I did get it activated last night, so you will see them. However, I don't know how they work. As always, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression, fuck all that. And with the good and bad that. Out with the bad. My husband keeps texting me TikToks. Oh my god. I think my husband's addicted to TikTok. So as always, thank you for joining me today. And I will see you in the next video. I couldn't think of what I wanted to say. I'll see you in the next video. Mad love!